We've got the we've got some alizarin crimson, some yellow, blue, kind of blackish raw umber, just in case dark. And I'd like some violet tonight. I enjoy violet quite a bit. Is this raw umber? We've got all these raw umbers. Hmm, what is that one? And just need a nice, pretty purple. So permanent purple and aquamarine violet. Oh, that's a good one, I think. We may not even need any of these, but if we do, we have them. And a little blue gray. It's not like I can't mix these colors, but I could if I wanted to take more time. And time is one thing I take a lot of time picking and choosing and doing my colors as needed. Blacks and browns. Okay. I got my jar of cleaning oil, which I might add a little bit more to, just because I can. Just gonna add a little bit more cleaning oil into my jar. It's actually not cleaning oil, it's odorless paint thinner. And I'm using odorless oil paint. So my muse tonight was just trying to finish this young lady up. And we got her started. We got a really good start. She needs some more flowers, more clouds, and some really pretty colors. And it's good. Okay, so we got our oil in our jar. One. Oh, brushes. We got our brushes. Always need brushes. And now we can put paint on. We're going to always start with our white. It's pretty much what we use the most of. So I got this huge tube of white. This is the biggest tube of white I've ever gotten. It wasn't that much either. I think it was a good price. We've got 2 dollops of white up here. Hopefully that's enough. I don't see why it wouldn't be, and it may even be too much. I'm lucky. Okay, so we're gonna use our oils. I always like to have like Let's see. We'll start with our yellows. I'm using a cadmium yellow medium. If I can get the lid off. Let's try that again. All right, so, oh, yay, we got the lid off the paint. You're supposed to clean these things before you put them away. All right, so here's some yellow. And we're going to use some blue. This is a cerulean blue. Don't know if I want that bright of a blue yet, so I'm going to hold off. And this blue-gray color is pretty. But I have something called a Payne's gray, which is neither blue nor gray. This will be a great color for clouds and deepening colors, deepening the other colors. And little ultramarine violet because we love our violets. Ah, and like I said, if you don't open you got to keep those suckers clean. I got it. All right, woo, it's pretty. Some of that over there. I told you I'm supposed to clean it and I still didn't, but it still opened. Then let's see. I'm not sure if raw umber's what I want. It might be burnt umber. So let's just start with a little bit of our to get the lids off. This one is Grumbacher alizarin crimson. And I have a little gadget that helps me take these off. Very handy. You can use it for jars or anything you want to take the lid off of. If you live in alone, it's great for jars. I've lived alone quite a long time and I enjoy living alone. I don't know if anybody else enjoys living alone. Or if you're old enough to live alone or too old not to live alone. Okay. Yay, we can use our pretty color now. That is a lot of alizarin crimson. Usually you barely need any. I don't know if you can see it there. And I'm not sure what this other crimson color is. Oh, it's a little lighter. I'm actually not going to use too much of any of these. Mostly I'll probably use okay, so let me explain. This painting was whimsical. I started with the mermaid and I wasn't sure what I wanted to put in the background and I hadn't planned anything and I thought, why don't I just kind of see what my hand feels like painting, like oh, it is raw umber, I found it, where it wants to go. Where does my hand want to take the paint? So, yeah, see, with this, you barely even need black. It is so dark. And this gives you a little bit of color as well. I try not to use any black in my paintings. Hi. Oh, hey, Rich. Hi. I'm having technical difficulties trying to get myself on my phone so I can see the comments right away. I think that sometimes I'm a little illiteracy. Okay, so I'm looking for me, Rachel Hogan's art. And oh, I found it. Woohoo! Thanks for your good luck, Rich. Awesome. And Rich, if you want to give me some tips throughout, please feel free. I've taken into account all of the other helpful tips you've given me and very much appreciate them. And I don't know if the volume's any better. Hmm. I just found a light button. Cool. Okay. So I was going to use a little bit of medium. I'm thinking I already got quite a good. This is dry. I painted this a while back and then I got interested in something else. So this is mostly dry. So I'm going to put, um, let's see, maybe I'll just put a little bit of medium over that, just a teeny, teeny bit, just like a little teeny glaze. Mm, So I'm getting my brush ready in the cleaner over here. See my Q-tips. All right. So, Rich, did you have a good day today? I'm gonna hope you say yes. Okay. Whoa, not too much. I might want to add just a little. Stuff is so strong. So I'm gonna add a little paint thinner with the medium and brush it all over the canvas to get a smooth, workable surface. So let's do that for now. There you go. And I'm using a small brush because I really don't feel like getting a big brush dirty for this. It's not a very large canvas, really. I just gotta make sure I get tilt it to the light and then I can see like where it's shiny. This will kind of wet it up for more paint. Or prime it up. That would be a more appropriate word. All right, pretty girl. She's getting somewhere there. Put some of this on my board as well. Hopefully you can see this okay. Oh, your day was good? Oh, good, Rich. I can't hear any dinging when you make a comment, but I can just look every once in a while. That helps a lot. Yeah. Now, I thought I had some cut up t-shirts, which is what I use for oils instead of paper towel. So you get less of residue in your paint and less fibers. So this will be kind of a nice thin one. And then I need a thicker piece. And yes, a t-shirt, that's something you probably didn't think had to do anything at all with art, but it really does help. Plus, you're recycling a t-shirt and getting more uses out of it than just the one. I think I'll cut both of these down one. Then I'll have 4 rags. How long have I been on here? I haven't even painted yet. Let's say we start. Do, do, do. And I do a lot of my mixing just on the canvas itself. I'd rather mix, sometimes I'd rather mix the paints in advance, depending on what I'm painting. But for this, I don't know what I'm painting because it's going to be a surprise to both of us. Okay, squish out a little bit of that thinner and medium, and hold this brush for a minute. I like to have something to put my brushes on when I'm not actually using them, just to keep the colors from getting on anything. So I'll just take this and let's see if you can see over here. Got my oils. Um, and I'll just put my brushes like this. That way they have the color on them. The top's not touching anything. And I can keep using them for the same colors instead of having to clean them off every time. Mm. So now it's time to stop procrastinating, and I got to figure out what I want. Definitely some more flowers. She needs a little something on the top and a little cleaning up on the bottom. So I think I'm going to get a brush that's a little bit thinner than this one, but still square. And it's about the same. Um, that's cool. We'll make this one work. And I'm really glad your day was good, Rich. Good, Rich? Okay, I'm looking at it, and there's still just a couple of dry spots. So I'm just going to spread this around just a little more. And a little bit of paint here. Now this you can use a paper towel on because it's just a palette knife. It's important to clean them off. So now I've got my medium. I'm gonna get it on my clouds. So here's how I do like clouds. See if you can do this. This is really a big, decent sized cigar box for keeping my paints in. Because if I could just move the top off, that would be nice too. But um, that is not happening. Are we good? Are we good here? I think this is good. Okay. So we've got some white. I really want this more fluid. So I'm gonna add a little more of that paint medium. It extends the kind of gives it like a smoother, more fluid feeling, and actually helps it dry a little faster. Dry the paint a little faster, I should say. And you can also add like part medium to part thinner, depending on what you're using it for. I put a little thinner there, and I already got white on this brush, so I'm just gonna use my clear brush for medium. I can just pull it onto the other paints if I need to. And here's some there, and make it nice and white. Nice thick paint on this brush. I was actually taught to use a fan brush, so using just a flat brush is okay. I find it very. I'm putting this on my my paint palette. That's funny, but I find that there's a lot of ways to use um, your square brush. So we've got some clouds, and I'm trying to feel what I want to feel like. I think I'm gonna put some just up here, I think. And I want to get paint. It's right under here. This is a really strange way to do it, but it's working for me right now. And you can paint however you like. You can paint normal, regular, medium, non-regular, or crazy. It's really up to you, depending how you feel that day. Yeah. Just put my finger in that white. Nice. My hands are gonna look super pretty after this. I'm just gonna refresh some of this other white here. Because it's dry already, but I'm gonna wanna blend a little bit more color into that. Same with this one. And clouds can be any shape. I went outside the other day and they were all in lines. Look absolutely beautiful. All right, here comes the red. We're gonna do a few flowers. Oh, nervous. It's so easy to get too much red. Could use a little more white there. And today I've been using a lot of my palette knife because I'm trying to save the paint. Mm, I guess I'll get that a little more red on the inside. This is a technique that's supposed to work better than what I just showed you. You could see it on the first one, and then I just kind of like mushed it up. So that didn't work as well as I'd hoped. I'll try a little bit smaller brush. I don't know if anyone's really good at making flowers. I used to be really good at making them with acrylic paint in a class I had taken. Um, and that's where you do the layers, and then the next layer dries. Probably know. And oils, they are not dry; they're always wet. So I really have to think about my blending. A little bit more white right up here. And then we'll do our red in the center. Brighten those up a little bit. Right. Oh, did I say I was nervous? I don't know. I forgot. I didn't even realize I said that. I guess I'm nervous that I'm gonna screw it up. Sometimes that happens. Yeah, the other day I could not get a painting to go the way I wanted it for nothing, and I just got so discouraged. Okay, it's nice. I'm gonna try that technique again, maybe with less paint, and if I can find just a smaller, teeny bit smaller square brush. Let's see what I've got. Well, let's see, what's this one? Oh, it's shorter. Well, could try it. See how it goes. It's gonna get it a little bit damp in my paint thinner. Yeah, too much. Gotta soak some of that out. And get you over here more. Let's see, which direction am I gonna go in? I'm actually going to turn this so I can reach it better. Yeah, that went a bit better, I think. Definitely. I'm going to use some of this crimson color over here. Don't really know. It's not quite the same. It's a little darker than this alizarin. Where is it? Maybe it's like the same. No, the alizarin's a little darker. So we're just going to stick with the regular crimson for now. I still have that little brush. And I really like pinks and purples. Now, I told you earlier, I'm just painting what I feel. And feeling where my hand wants to go. Because this is my painting and I can do however I want. A little bit more white. Try it the opposite way. Nope. That did not work. I think I want to soften up my white a little bit. I just kind of like stuck it on there and didn't really get it to that smooth, buttery taste. So it's a little bit hard. Not taste. You don't really taste the paint. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. But butter-like in consistency. There we go. That's much better. Beautiful. I was going to have a glass of wine tonight. But then I decided against it. Yeah, this is not working for me. Boop, 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 boop. So we'll go back to the other way. But I did kind of like this Essie stuff up here. I'm just going to stick with that. Sure, I went like this, like this. Okay. Get some of the color out of this brush. And use our other brush. Put in a little bit of Payne's Gray. That was this one up here. A little bit of white. Oh no, that's our purple. Save that for later. Beautiful purple, actually. Which one is our Payne's gray? Did I use it? I think I used the blue instead, didn't I? Mm, no, that is Payne's gray. Okay. I must have got red in it, and that's why it looks purple. Sometimes until you add white, you just don't know what these colors are. I mean, by the time I get to them, I'm like, what was that one again? So I'm going to add a little bit of white to all these so I can see what colors they actually are. This dark one that looks black. I'm having trouble fitting this into my little cigar box. It's kind of more grayish. I'm just gonna move that right up here. Save that paint. Let's just focus on this for now. If I could find a baby fan brush, that would be awesome. Or a round brush. Oh, it's a fan brush. Yay! So this doesn't have really anything on it. I'm going to just put some of that medium on it we put in the middle of our canvas. A little bit of Payne's gray. And we're just pushing those little clouds just a wee bit. There's a lot of paint on there. Which I'm really good at using too much paint. Just gonna make this cloud kind of more pinkish. And I think I will go back to my square brush now. rather enjoy clouds. I used to think they always had to be, just poofy white things, and then later in life you learn that there are actually many colors, many shapes, many colors. It's almost like there's meaning. It has each cloud has its own little meaning, its own shape. A little bit more Payne's gray, and get quite a bit more white over here. And it almost looks like a blue. I don't know if you can see this or not. It almost looks like a blue color here. To figure out what to do with the rest of her. Let's see, what else should we do here? We'll get our centers back with our crimson red. Now these flowers are supposed to be indicative of hibiscus flowers. The hibiscus are much more beautiful. Earlier today, I was working on a large mermaid painting. I was frustrated with that one as well, and it's been just sitting and sitting and sitting. And today I'm like, why don't I finish that or at least work on it? Ooh, that was too light. Thought that was going to be darker. Yeah. I should probably give her a cover up on her front side, maybe do a little bit on her clothes at this point. Maybe just a teeny bit. Now, I don't believe that mermaids really have clothes. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go in the ocean and pick out an outfit to wear. See if the jellyfish like it. No, they are beautiful of their own growing, but they do like to add jewelry and bling and things that sparkle. And what mermaid does not like sparkles? So I'm going to take this tiny brush. See now, it's tiny, but it's got like a very, it's not pointy enough. So we're gonna have to get a little pointier brush. I got a new brush the other day, haven't used it yet. Ugh, that looks very pointy, I would say. So let's see how that works. And this size is a 10-0 round. And it has like this flat pointy edge on it that I haven't figured out what exactly to do with yet. So let's give her some jewelry. Adding a little bit of white. I'm doing quite a bit of mixing. More white, please. So I decided I was sitting on the couch too much and I was starting to get couch butt. And it didn't feel good. I didn't enjoy it. And I don't like couch butt. So I decided to go for a bike ride because I do love bikes and bike riding. Anything with wheels, actually. Kind of a speed demon sometimes. I just like trucks and cars in general. I don't know what my perfect car would be if I had one. But I'm sure it'd be something very fun and fast and loud. And I'm not going to drive a loud truck through like a parking lot at a supermarket or something, but definitely drive it somewhere. This was supposed to be my pointy brush, and I may have lost my point. Tried giving it a turn. See if we can bring that point back. One thing I found are these paints are inconsistent in their texture. Some of them are thick and clumpy, some of them are too oily. But I am using different brands, and I think that may be a part of it. So it's probably best to stick to the same brand. I'm gonna give her a little shadow under each of those beads, but I'm gonna let them kind of sit there for a minute. I'm gonna figure out what to make her wear. And I did say I like violet. So I'm thinking we're gonna do a little of that. So we're gonna use a little, move this over here a little bit. I'm gonna use a little bit of this gray with the white. Where did I put? Oh, here's some stuff. Okay. I put some medium down here earlier and just did teens of the red and a little bit more blue. White. There are a lot of pre-prepared colors that are very helpful in preparing your purples because their purples are previously prepared for you. And this one is kind of more reddish. Add more blue to this one. So it's kind of a darker purple. And I completely forgot why I wanted purple. I spent so much time doing that. But it looks like we've got some purple going on down here. It also looks like we may have a deformed mermaid. Let's see, should we go like this and then down? We'll have to fix that in a minute. And I do have this beautiful purple color, which I am going to cheat because I could mix it, but then you'd be here all night with me mixing. That's cobalt blue, more blue, where to hide my purples. Ultra blue, Hmm. On blues, they will be Prussian blue. Violet. Yay, here you are. Let's see what this violet looks like compared to the ones I was making. You can already see there's that kind of a reddish blue. We're going to add that white. Yeah, it's much more vibrant. Takes much less time. But you can see it's pretty close to what I was making with the blue and the red there. Actually, not too bad. A little Payne's gray. But one thing I wanted to do was bring her, let's see, I think I was going to bring her hair in just a teeny bit. I'm going to try adding my blue, my purple. See if we can get it a little darker. These look darker. I want to go with that. You can see how oily it is because as I put it on the paper or the canvas, it kind of spreads out nice and thin. She still needs something up here, doesn't she? She's a little naked. Let's figure out what to do for her. And put a seashell, flowers, just some purple scales. What's something we would like to see on this young lady? Mm. Oh, we can put some green in there. Yeah, might as well do something here. But I like the look it is. It's definitely needing a little color. So we're gonna go with our very light purple. Oh, here, rich. Maybe a bling belt. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Belt's a good idea. I think I got way too much oil on this, and that's why everything's so oily. My bad. Thanks for watching, Rich. You are the man. I think I'm gonna get a little white up there soon. Mm, mm, mm. Bling belt, okay. That sounds fun. I'm gonna bling it. Watch this if your dog is a seasonal. Right. Gonna get more yellow in there. Actually, it's gonna be gold. That's what happens is whatever color I decided to use, cadmium. Is it cadmium? Yeah, cadmium yellow medium. And can make it look like gold. A little bit more on there. I think what we're gonna do too is we're probably gonna need to let it dry and then like overnight, and then we can come back to it tomorrow, finish it up. I think that would be a nice idea. Rich, I'm amazed at the process of drawing like you do. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Sometimes I'm amazed at the process as well. Amazed that I can make something that actually looks like something interesting and pretty. So now there, we got too much, but that's okay because we have the darker color that we mixed our Payne's gray with our red. Bring that right out here again. I envision this going much faster, as always. So get a little skin tone. Doing some more mixing on my palette, which you can't see, but I can see it. Eventually, you'll see what it is I'm doing. Maybe I'll know what I'm doing by then. Maybe so. Yeah, never did get any brown. I think that was that burnt sienna. Burnt umber. Mm, that's more of a red. Oh, Maddie, so pretty. Thank you. Such a great painting of a mermaid. Oh, Maddie, thank you. I appreciate that. Rich, you think she looks Asian? My mermaids turn out to be whatever they are. They might be Asian, black, white, Blasian. I don't know. Sometimes even green, but it's all good. So, do you paint, Maddie? Are you a painter? Oh, I was going for skin color. That's right. And I got my brown, and then I totally forgot to put it out here. Okay, here's our raw sienna. That is super oily. Gross. You do paint, Maddie? What kind of paints do you like to use? Like oils, acrylics, water? Acrylics, yeah. So do you have a topic that you like to paint more than any other? I always like painting people, but then I moved to Florida and my people became mermaids. Maddie, I like how do you put detail? Oh, thank you. That comes with time. Like I'm making skin color right now. There we go. But yeah, it comes with time. I mean, I don't even know how I do it. Kind of like sometimes your eye just makes the detail happen. Like there might not be actually much detail, but the person's eyes can see a detail where there may or may not be one, and maybe there is one. I want to go a little up her nose just to brighten that up a teeny bit if I can without wrecking it. Maddie, painting, you like painting people and pets and realistic objects. Oh, that's really awesome. So, like realism, like real people and pets to look like like a portrait kind of thing. Yeah. You like painting realistic objects and people, so basically anything, especially realism. That is amazing. Realism is very hard to do. I used to want to paint like that, but then I found myself I like my paintings to look like paintings or real or semi-real, but not I'm not a real great realism person, so if you can do that, that's amazing. Do you have any favorite pieces that you've made? You know, some people are really good at making realism with like pencils or pen, ink, especially, or and charcoals. I like charcoals myself. They're fast, easy, and you can get a beautiful picture in like half the time it takes to paint one, depending on, what kind you're painting, I guess. What type of detail. All right, go back to our little skin color here. A darker tan or a lighter tan, actually. So we're gonna see these necklaces and the belly rings just lighten right up. It'll be amazing. Oh, Maddie, you made a realistic orange. Oh, those are fun. And play sometimes paint realistic things, but mostly draw realism. Well, good for you. think I think like my favorite might be like I love realism and I admire that. I think mine might be surrealism. I have some drawings I've drawn that I've always meant to paint and I never painted them yet, but they're super cool. It's like you're looking at one thing and it turns out to be two things that look like one thing. You had a really nice hand here before, and I just don't know what happened. I just lost it, I guess. It just disappeared. No, I always like to put scales on my mermaids. I think scales are cool. And also drawing scales is very relaxing. Oh, Maddie, let's see. Do I have any favorite painting pieces that I have painted? I do. I have some beautiful mermaid paintings. I have a flamingo one I painted. I'll get that real quick. I'll show it to you. This flamingo painting, I have a friend who also paints, and she and I decided that we would paint flamingos one weekend. She lives way up in North Dakota, and I live in South Florida. So we each painted flamingos, and this one is mine. Actually, I have to lift the camera up a little bit. It's just like this is in oils. It was a mama and baby flamingo. It's kind of real. Um, that's one of my favorites. It's not my favorite topic, but it was very fun. Very, very fun, I would say. I enjoyed it. And her flamingo turned out way different. Wow, nice. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she had like it's funny how people like you both want to paint one the same thing, but it turns out so different. And like her flamingo was really cool too. But everyone has their own style, and that's why we have so many artists because have like so many different views of our worlds. Definitely need a bigger I need a bigger palette. Got this cigar box I've been using, which is cool, but start running out of room real quick because it's not very big. Okay, I think we'll save some of this fun. Oh, Maddie, it's so pretty. You did a good job. Oh, thank you. Do you like flamingos too? You're adorable. I really appreciate those comments. Yes. Yeah. So, do you have your own website or YouTube channel where I can see some of your work? So, you went to the zoo this summer and saw a bunch of animals and some flamingos. Nice. Did you get to feed the flamingos? Feed, feed them. See if I can make some blue. I'm attempting to make green right now out of blue and yellow. Need some white. White always makes everything pop. You wish. Where do you live around? What kind of zoo? I mean, is it like there's different kind of zoos? Like I went to the zoo in Seattle, you couldn't touch any of the animals, but down here in Florida, there's a place called um, Jungle Jungle something. Anyway, it's really cool, and you can feed the flamingos there. And they walk right up to you, and it's the most amazing thing. And these flowers are still wet, so I'm just going to do a little bit of just a quiet, real quiet little leaves for today. And tomorrow we can come back and do some more. Give this a chance to dry. Let's see. They were pretty nice. Drive to see them with your windows down and feed them. Oh, that's cool. Was there an animal that you fed that was like particularly interesting or that you liked? Oh, you saw a giraffe? That is so cool. I've never seen a giraffe. Yeah, they are pretty tall to feed them. They'd have to bend way down, I guess, wouldn't they? Way down. Just watched a documentary on giraffes. And it showed how they drink water. And they have to protect each other because they have to really get down so low that they can't run very quickly if they need to. So, like, if there's a gator or crocodile or whatever around, the giraffes will protect each other. It's pretty cool, but it was kind of, yeah. I think, like, have you ever wanted to go on safari? I think that's something that would be really cool to actually go to Africa and see the crazy wildlife there. It'd be so interesting. This is definitely a mermaid out of water. She's testing out her sea legs. Oh, you like dolphins? I love dolphins. My favorite animal, I think, has always been like an elephant for some reason. Like I like how huge they are and how big they are, and they've got like power and but they're kind and gentle creatures. I've never, well, I saw one at the zoo. Didn't ride it or anything, but I mean, I've seen a couple, but it's not the same as like in the wild, right? So I'm just using like yellow, medium yellow, and some blue to make these green colors. And I'm going to use a little more blue because I want the grass to be much darker here on the bottom. Okay, where's my blue? There it is. I'm all over my palette. This is becoming a very interesting painting. Yeah, dolphins are great. I think they're really fun too. I got to ride around in my jet ski um, when I first moved down here. I had this awesome jet ski and that I bought. It was used, of course. New ones are very expensive. And I go out in the water and there'd always be like dolphins around. Not like they'd be in like certain areas, like pods would be in a certain place. Every time you'd go out, there'd be in a certain area, there'd be a big pod of dolphins. So I know like they have a place they like to live. Um, they have like that's their little home, their little corner of the world. Oh, bye, Maddie. Thanks for stopping in. And I hope you can swim with dolphins sometime. That would be super amazing. And here's another thing I like to do is just, oh, well, that's really oily. It's going to dig out some of this gold. I have so many kinds of golds now. I'll never know exactly the right one to pick. Have to get used to them. This one is just, I don't know, HO 800 gold from Master's Touch. It's pretty oily, actually. I'm just going to take it right on the canvas here. I would like to take this gold in front of this thing. I'm not going to do it quite yet. I'm still figuring out what I want to do overall. I'm just seeing what happens and as it comes together, what it turns out to be. Didn't really specifically have a perfect goal um, for this particular painting. I'm just painting because it relaxes me and I can do what I want. I don't have to, I don't have to, I don't have to do anything. I can do anything I want. That's a great thing about painting. And if you don't like it, you can always change it. Wind up changing a lot of my paintings. This is one of them, actually. I had one mermaid I was painting. I just hated it so bad. It's like this isn't looking at all like anything I want it to look like. So I just took a totally different approach and revamped, and now I like what I'm painting. So I may do that one live next time, actually. Now it looks like she has absolutely no stomach at all. Let's fix that. Actually, I'm above the phone, the camera, looking down, so it's hard for me to actually see what I'm painting. That's why I think I always paint better when I know nobody's watching. Then I don't feel like, oh, I'm being all judged. But right now, it's okay. I mean, I don't feel like I have to worry about that. I just feel happy that I'm able to be here tonight doing what I enjoy. And it's 11. I think I started much earlier than 11. Probably like around 9:30, 8:30. I've probably been on here, like, for hours. So I'll just do a little tummy thing. And just get a little bit of dark. Yeah, tomorrow, after this dries a bit, we're gonna put in a lot more detail, and it's gonna be, like, way cool. Just trying to get this to blend a little bit before I called it a night. It's some kind of blending here. It's cool. All right, guys. Thanks for coming and joining today. Rich is the straight line behind her head meaning her thoughts, or am I missing something? I don't know. It kind of looks like that. When I put it in there, I just felt like putting that there, that shape, and it's gonna just grow from there. I'm not really sure what it's actually gonna, you know, turn out to be till I'm done. But I can't believe it's 11 o'clock already. And thanks for saying it's cool now. I really appreciate it. It's very nice of you. I'm just gonna get this gold here to really kind of get in there around her face, form a beautiful glow. Get how thick that paint is. Goodness gracious. All right. Well, y'all have a good night. Thanks for sharing with me tonight. Really appreciate it. So this is gonna be it for now. Hope y'all have a great night. We'll see you next time.